Well, the Nemesis was always said to be just that, a nemesis. But now it seems to be a lot more complicated than that. Or is it really that complicated? We don't know. After all, our main character is stuck inside a tube, half his body blown away, and all he can interact with people is in a hollow. So one wonders, what is that thing that is confronting them? Is that something that is that perhaps has it somehow stolen the real Chase's memory, or is that the real Chase? What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about Genlock, episode 5, the best defense. As you all know, last time Kami's robotic head was flown off, but luckily she didn't die. Of course, she felt that way and actually began to feel have real signs of post-traumatic stress disorder, as she can even modify her own Genlock in order to become a little bit more aggressive. Of course, the team noticed that. However, the kernel of the establishment is actually a little bit impatient with how Genlock is performing. Huh. You know, I must say it's kind of ironic given to the fact of who voices her, you know. But I guess that's just how symbolism sometimes works. It's all a coincidence. Either way, she even says something like she threatens to transfer Julian back, although it's pretty honestly that Julian can't go anywhere. And even has a heart-to-heart talk with Miranda, saying like Union stole everything from him, and he cannot interact with everyone else unless he is a ghost, meaning that he doesn't really feel like he can transfer until this all is solved. So on the next mission, which apparently implies to be uh, a Union headquarters with mysterious things, the Genlock team and the Union all gather together now in their modified Genlock systems, including the fact that Kazu has a samurai sword on it. As if he wasn't stereotypical enough already. I mean, if he just spoke English, it would have at least lowered this stereotype a little bit. But hey, it is what it is. He actually has one funny scene in this episode, from the fact that he busts through the wall of the Union gatherings in a red mode, and saying, "Oh yeah." Mary, perhaps a note to the Kool-Aid kid who always did the same. Either way, the Union is apparently gathering scientists for something. Is it connected to Nemesis? Well, maybe. Because the Genlock team and the Union managed to secure the scientists until the Nemesis confronts them. And this time we really can hear what the Nemesis is saying. Sort of. And it's truly a frightening thing. It stutters and it has a very mechanical audio like, almost like a radio like voice. But the voice it gives us is almost similar to Julian Chase, especially the fact that when it sees Miranda escorting the prisoner and stops the car, it just begins to say Miranda. And it even gets more of the fact that when Kami confronts the Nemesis, although still suffering from PSD, it's worth noting that the Genlock team is actually going a little closer and helping each other. It's even saying that hasn't shut up since her birthday, and she thinks it's too loud. And even worse is the fact that when Chase, who is modified into a pilot thing, I guess that is a note to his former pilot career, he calls Chase a copy, and even finally refers to the song which Chase always used to talk about. Let the good times roll. So yeah, whatever the Nemesis is, whatever it was, no idea. So one wonders exactly if it can even think at all. Why is it connected to Julian Chase? And is it Chase? Or is it something else? The mind share of the Genlock is worth noting to always be there, and the Genlock is speaking a very broken English that is almost impossible to understand, making me think that maybe this is just a robot who somehow has gotten hold of Julian's memories into thinking he is the real Julian Chase. Hmm. One wonders. At least now the action and the suspense can increase a little bit. So I have to say this episode feels a little bit better than others. Of course, I could go without the scene with the fact that Valentina seems to briefly flirt with Jasmine, but I guess it's all for everything. I mean, given the fact that Jasmine said something about that she had the nightmare dream that Kami has, except she says it was naked. Although I think she implied she was naked, but she didn't have any parts on. Maybe she was Barbie doll and thumb enemy or something like that. Who knows? Either way, this episode did also show clear signs of post-traumatic stress disorder on Kimi. And while she's still a little bit foul-mouthed, at least she's a little bit more likable here. She is the kind of adorable one. Even worth noting that Valentina treats her much more kindly than anyone else. Even has a nickname for Kimi now. Well, that is kind of adorable. All only because it's Kimi. But yeah, things are taking a strange turn. So, whatever Nemesis is, what the Union wanted with the scientists, we don't know, but perhaps we'll slowly get those answers. So give me your thoughts if you have any.